Hello, church. So, welcome to Tuesday, April 29th. And this is our daily devotional continuing in our readings from the Psalter and featuring Eugene Peterson's The Message. So, we hit Psalm 58 today. Let me say that I have done multiple whoos throughout this series, and today's is going to be a Lord have mercy. uh, for the purposes of self-defense, let me do note that the message was copyrighted in 1993, 94, and 95 as the different versions were being completed. James Mays copyrighted his commentary on Psalms in 1989. So I'm talking about scripture here. Yeah, yeah. Don't hurt me. Psalm 58. It's a little rough. So we'll see where we land. To the leader, do not destroy of David of Michtam. And so we talked yesterday about the Michtams and that it's 56 through 60 that we're having in this kind of setting of a psalm of importance or special recognition or inscribed. So, from the NRSV. Do you indeed decree what is right, you gods? Do you judge people fairly? No, in your hearts you devise wrongs, your hands deal out violence on earth. The wicked go astray from the womb, they err from their birth, speaking lies. They have venom like the venom of a serpent, like the deaf adder that stops its ear, so that it does not hear the voice of charmers or of the cunning enchanter. O God, break the teeth in their mouths, tear out the fangs of the young lions, O Lord. Let them vanish like water that runs away, like grass, let them be trodden down and wither. Let them be like the snail that dissolves into slime, like the untimely birth that never sees the sun. Sooner than your pots can feel the heat of thorns, whether green or ablaze, may he sweep them away. The righteous will rejoice when they see vengeance done. They will bathe their feet in the blood of the wicked. People will say, surely there is a reward for the righteous. Surely there is a God who judges on earth. Now, preface. Clearly for me, it's the Psalms of God's judgment that create the most discomfort and challenge. And so we're starting in the NRSV, which already has the lines, they will bathe their feet in the blood of the wicked. So here we go. Okay. From some good portions from James Mays and setting the context. He entitles the commentary, There is a God who judges. There is violence on the earth. There is no justice for humankind. That is the painful dilemma with which Psalm 58 begins. At its conclusion, it makes the confession that enables the faithful to live with the dilemma in hope. There is a God who judges on the earth. Let me repeat that line. At its conclusion, it makes the confession that enables the faithful to live with the dilemma in hope. There is a God who judges on the earth. At the center of the psalm is a prayer for the justice of the Lord. But the psalm begins with an accusing rebuke addressed to the powerful who are responsible for righteousness and justice, but instead conduct an administration of wrong and violence. The purpose of the rebuke is to personify and locate the source of the trouble that afflicts the community for whom the prayer is composed. The lack of justice in the world is not some impersonal, natural, inevitable condition of human life. It is the intended work of the hearts and hands of responsible powers. The rebuke is supported by a description of wicked people who are birthed into an environment of falsehood and conditioned by it all their lives. The lie is the belief that their heritage of privilege is theirs to use in selfish destructiveness of the society in which they hold power. The description compares them to a poisonous snake that cannot be controlled by a snake charmer. They are so enchanted with the lie of their life that they are deaf and blind to any other influence. The prayer begins with the petition that the Lord defang these young lions, and continues with a series of wish petitions composed of similes that invoke images of disappearance. The prayer is a vehement, passionate plea by the powerless for God's powerful help against the powers of wrong and violence. The psalm concludes with an assurance for the congregation about the future. The faith and life of the righteous will be vindicated by the God who judges on earth. Thank you, James Mays. And here we go with Peterson, which he entitles A David Psalm. Reminder that he's not using the Selahs, Miktam's, or Maskell's, or any of those attributions or inscriptions that are going. Is this any way to run a country? Is there an honest politician in the house? Behind the scenes, you brew cauldrons of evil. Behind closed doors, you make deals with demons. The wicked crawl from the wrong side of the cradle. Their first words out of the womb are lies. Poison, lethal rattlesnake poison, drips from their forked tongues. Deaf to threats, deaf to charm. Decades of wax built up in their ears. That was decades of wax built up in their ears. Lord have mercy. God, smash their teeth to bits, leave them toothless tigers. Let their lives be buckets of water spilled, and all that's left a damp stain in the sand. Let them be trampled grass worn smooth by the traffic. Let them dissolve into snail slime, be a miscarried fetus that never sees sunlight. Peterson. Before what they cook up is half done, God, throw it out with the garbage. The righteous will call up their friends when they see the wicked get their reward. Serve up their blood in goblets as they toast one another, everyone cheering. It's worth it to play by the rules. God's handing out trophies and tending the earth. It's rough. Very, very rough. Thank you, Eugene Peterson. Let us be reminded of the grace of God as well as the judgment of God as we continue to abide by our calling in Jesus Christ. If you're starting the day with this, I'm hoping it gets better. Oh, woo, woo. All right. Thank you, church. We will be catching you tomorrow as we step into Psalm 59, and wish you all God's abundant blessings and love, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.